Hi guys, welcome to an XXDHXX review, and today we will be looking at the Spin and Kick Spider-Man from 2004. I'll hold it from the bottom so you can get a better look. I've been looking out for this figure and many other Toby figures for quite a while now. Currently I have 5 Toby Maguire figures in my collection, which is pretty good considering I only started about 3 years ago. But I've been looking out for this one for a little while because it's really nice and I love the web flipping hands and just the overall sculpt. I have one thing I don't like about this figure, and it's the right leg. On his leg, he has a swivel on the right leg, but he has a ball joint on the left leg. But the difference is, from a normal thigh swivel, this is how he gets the kick motion. It's springy. And there's lots of tutorials on how to get the peg from back here, which is how you use the spin. There's lots of tutorials out there on how to get the peg off without breaking the figure. But obviously the person who owned this figure before me just snapped it right off. Let's take a look at the paint application. The paint overall is pretty good considering it was made like over 16 years ago. But there are a couple of things that have happened over time. On the thigh, there's, I don't know what that is. It's probably mold or something from the person who owned this before me. There's a little bit there. It's just all over there. And there's a bit of paint that was messed up probably when the figure was being made on the face. There is, I'm trying to get it to focus. Just on the corner of the eye, the paint is bleeding a little bit. On the top of the head, it's fading a bit. I mean, that makes sense for how old it is. People normally move it like that. The spider logo is staying pretty good, pretty well. And on the back as well. Not much is really fading. There's just a couple of things from wear and tear over the years of this guy being played with. Let's take a look at the articulation. So this figure has pretty good articulation, just like many of the other figures in this wave and in this movie. But let's take a look at all the points of articulation. So we've got the neck that moves full 360. It also moves up a bit, but you have to force it and it might break if I put it any further up. And then down, pretty much all the way down. The neck also moves all the way around. That's not the head, that's the neck. The shoulders move up and down, and there is butterfly joints, but they don't work too well. Double jointed elbows. Hands, the wrists I mean, they move up and down, pretty standard. And then on the hands, we don't get this much anymore with new figures, but the fingers can move into Spider-Man's signature web flipping hands. That's the same on the other arm. Then we have pretty simple ab crunch, which over the years have been played with, has become very loose and now flips around. There is a full, hold on, I'll quickly show you how far down that crunch goes down. That far, and back, all the way. Now, the waist does a full 360. I can do it without moving the hair around. Then, this is where it gets a bit confusing. On the left leg, there's a ball joint which goes all the way around, and then at the top of the thigh it swivels like that. double rotated knees. We've got calf, pivot that goes all the way around. Ankles move up and down. Then toe joints, which we also don't get that much anymore. Now the only difference on the other leg is the thighs. They move up and up, just pretty standard, and then the thigh is springy. Here's a height comparison next to the aerial flipping Spider-Man, and you can actually see that the aerial flipping Spider-Man is quite a bit taller, considering they should be the same height. Alright, let's give this figure a score. This figure gets 7 out of 10 Spideys. There's room for improvement, but overall, it's really fun to have in my collection.